Alright.
We will defeat the mercenaries.
So, for this B execute, I also want to make this not just a rush, but just a normal execute, because right now most of our defaults are sort of, let's get picks, and then if that doesn't work, we'll just all come T-spawn and just do triple smokes A. So if we learn this, we could just add this to our repertoire as well, have another just normal strat to do. So if you want to do it as a normal strat, it involves 3 smokes. The first one is thrown from this corner. Aim at this top point here, jump bind. That'll smoke market. And it doesn't matter whether or not the wood's broken, it works both times. And the next 2 smokes smoke the McDonald's archers, and you can do them without a jump bind. First one into the middle of this window ledge, and then you take this antenna and this point, go halfway, left click. Like that. And then the other one, come on right underneath this lamp, like that. Make sure you're standing up. Then you take this point and you drag it down until your crosshair is directly across from this point, like that. About here, left click. So these smokes just cut off any short player, like that. And then combine that with the market smoke, and it should be pretty easy to take the site as long as you use the Molotovs. So you can molly van, or make sure the gap in the window is big enough. You can molly bench. Just remember it won't always burn jail, so you got to check it. Another good molly we need to start throwing is to get back left. So you can either, if I do it with the smoke down, so I like to run and chuck it off these bricks, because there's no chance of it getting extinguished. But you can also just throw it like this. But be careful, see, I almost threw it too far, it would have got ruined by the smoke. It's good to molly that, because if someone gets smoked out here, their first thought is either going to go here, or they're going to jump through it, and then try and play here. So you molly them off. Right, the 2 flashes I've shown before. No real lineup, just sort of anywhere on this building. Run, jump, and then just normal run, nice and high. Like that. And, I mean, you've seen from the pistol rounds that I throw them, they flash all sorts of angles, so very useful. So I think that's pretty much it for the, like, late round execute. Just remember, when you're doing this, someone needs to hold underpass, someone needs to hold the back. Well, doesn't need to hold the back, but if you think you're going to get flanked. But someone definitely needs to be holding apt, because this player is pretty vulnerable to an apt push. So, as an alternative, this entire strat can be done from the start of the round. So that means you're going to need different smoke lineups, because you want to throw them nice and early somewhere in T-spawn. So the one that took me ages to find, I've made up this Mirage lineup. You jam yourself into this corner to smoke out market, and you're going to look at this dot in the wall. That thing there, jump. So that's market. Then to smoke one of the arches, you come up here and you basically look at this window here. You want to cut it off at the halfway point, like that. and then once it's cut off, stand up. You might need to step back in order to stand up because this roof can sometimes block your head. Aim at the top here and jump bind. And this sails straight over. Don't worry about hitting these little things because they're not actually real objects. That's one of them. And then the other one can be thrown from here by dragging this line down to here. But because we've got the market guy standing there, you've got to use a different lineup, so you can do it from T-spawn. So this is probably what the last player in the rush should be doing, because he'll be the furthest back, so last to enter apps. Stand here, crouch, look at this tip here, and you're going to crab walk forwards and release once your crosshair is just about to reach the bottom of this piece of wood like this. Like that. So then you've got the smokes again, and then really the execute's just the exact same. Like that. Another flash you could throw is sort of a weird lineup because it's different every time, but I sort of run straight forward between the two stools, then look over here, look as far on like the right hand side as possible of this plank, this one, and then just run and throw. So that's good for getting people here, but make sure you practice that because if you get it wrong you're going to end up blinding your whole team like that. So much safer to use these two flashes. So that should do for the site take. I guess just be wary of people trying to flash their way through the smoke to come here. And then a few things when it comes to actual B site defense, like once we got the bomb down, we seem to lose quite a few of them, even though it should be a pretty hard retake. One thing you can do, jam yourself in this corner, aim really any height along this, along the middle of this building. I have to go about halfway up, left click. That's the doorway. From the same position, you look at the middle of this like satellite dish and you drag it downwards until you're just above this kind of like straw roof. Like that, and left click. And I'll do the window instead. I've seen in general we're a bit reluctant to use our grenades at the start of the B, during the B retake. I guess because it's such close quarters, you want to keep your gun out and you can jiggle around and whatnot. That's fine, but if you know you can do that, just spend your nades early. Like it doesn't matter when the molly goes down. It'll always take 8 seconds off the CT's retake. As long as you don't throw it so early that they literally haven't even reached market yet. Just chuck them on like that, and it'll be much better than just holding on to it and dying with it and losing around. What other stuff is there? If you're at bench and you want to smoke out market, don't do this because you're going to get picked. Just stand as far back as possible without peeking the doorway, and then aim nice and high on the far edge of this, and then just left click. So it's not very neat. It'll land there, but it does actually smoke off market, and you don't expose yourself to the doorway. So something like that. If you're ever in market playing this little camping angle, I'd recommend get your gun out. You probably won't have an AWP, so that if you don't want your gun on your back because it'll make your back fatter, so it might see you. And then just make sure you see on the left of my screen, I've just got the tiniest sliver visible, so that means I can see when a CT walks past me because that sliver will get blackened out. If I look any more to the side, I'm just making it easier and easier for them to spot me, so just do that. Let the sliver go past, and then you can just kill them. I think that's about it. What other stuff is there? There might be. Oh yeah, if someone's planting the bomb, it's kind of risky. But you could jump on their crouched head, and then land here. And this is pretty easy pick if they come out a doorway. But again, it's pretty risky. Last thing, this is something we can incorporate into the B rush strat, or even the execute, I guess, because it takes like more than 10 seconds to pop. But it's a smoke that you jam yourself into this corner. It's pretty hard to throw. You aim here, and when you run forwards, you're going to get this weird bounce as you walk over the ledge. So you're going to release when your crosshair is on this little fat thing. This needs some practice. That might have been a bit too late. But it takes a long time to pop, does all sorts of bounces. Yeah, I threw that a little bit too fast. There's a tiny gap on this side, but it's doing its job. And basically that'll just stop the van player from seeing what's going on. So if they've got a really good van player, maybe they've set up with an AWP there, we might want to incorporate that into the B rush as well, but that's an optional smoke. I think that's it.